So why should you have an estate plan? The short answer is most people should have an estate plan for what happens to their assets after they die. But the reality is a majority of Americans do not have an estate plan in place, and less than 25% of Americans over age 50 have a living trust. The fact is that everyone already has an estate plan. It's either your plan or the government's plan, because when a person dies without having put a plan in place, the government steps in to decide who gets what. A stranger is appointed by the government to oversee the distribution of your estate. And this happens for one or more of several reasons. Some people think they don't have enough in the way of assets, or they feel the attorney fees are going to be much too high. And for some, it's just an uncomfortable topic. People don't like to talk about their deaths, so they don't plan for it. And some people just feel it's much too complicated a topic, so as a result, they don't ever plan for it. So there are two questions that really we need to ask ourselves. The first is, who do you want making decisions over your assets, over your health care, over your family's future? You or the government? And number two, how much of your estate do you want to be paid to courts and lawyers, as opposed to having your assets go to your family, your favorite charity, or wherever you would like it to go? So what happens if you don't have estate planning documents, or if you have a will? Your estate is still going to go through probate. Probate is a court action that determines what happens to your assets after you die. And unfortunately, a stranger is appointed to oversee your will as well as the distribution of your assets. So the cost of probate is going to vary depending on what state you live in. For example, California, just to file, is $395, Florida $400. There are also legal notice fees, bond fees. Oftentimes you have to post bond, personal representative fees, attorney fees, appraisal fees. So the total cost of probate, depending on what state you live in, could be anywhere from 1% to 8% of your total estate. So the courts decide who receives your assets. Now, if you have a will, they're going to follow your will, but you still have to go through probate, which unfortunately is a public proceeding. So all your private financial information becomes public record, which is a major problem given the internet. There's a minimum amount of time required to notify creditors and give them the opportunity to respond. So the amount of time could be substantial. It could be 3 to 12 months or more. And if you have assets in multiple states, there are multiple probates, which means the cost could be thousands. So for an estate worth $300,000, for example, the cost could range from $3,000 to $24,000. It could be less than that, but it could be more. In California, a $100,000 estate can cost $8,000 or more. Plus, there's the cost of time involved in going through the process. And finally, there's the loss of privacy, which may expose your loved ones to some very unfortunate circumstances. So the solution is an online estate planning tool, which has been developed over many years working with estate planning professionals, attorneys with decades of experience in estate planning, along with other financial professionals. It's an easy-to-use online platform that walks you through the entire process of creating your very own tailored documents. The entire process is very fast. You can create your own documents in about an hour at your computer in the privacy of your own home. It's flexible. You can change documents later as circumstances change, and it's very affordable, not the thousands or tens of thousands found in the probate process. The program is comprehensive with a revocable living trust as a centerpiece, and it also includes other very important documents such as power of attorney for handling financial and healthcare decisions in the event you're incapacitated. Plus, there are advanced medical directives for end-of-life scenarios and the use of life support, as well as many other documents. This is why we are America's best choice for setting up your living trust. You have 24/7 access to all your documents. You can update them as your circumstance changes. You can print them. You can even email them. So go to our website, moneysense.solutions, click on Our Services, and scroll to the bottom of the page at Living Trust Made Easy to find brochures, frequently asked questions, and an opportunity for a 10-day free trial.